What is up, guys? This is our next episode. I believe this is episode number 36. We were just playing on the Bulls. They had a big game. You guys can check that out. Probably be on YouTube as soon as this one is up. But the next game for today is we're going to be playing as the Raptors. We're going to be taking on the Mavericks. That's the plan. This is November 3rd. They have won 3 games so far. Let's get this started. Raptors versus the Mavs. And of course the big guys on the team, we got Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Anthony Davis. I believe DeMarcus Cousins is on the team too. No, Brook Lopez, I added him instead. I do have a good bench on this team too. Biombo is a pretty good player. Luis Scola is a good backup for Anthony Davis. Corey Joseph is a good backup point guard. Powell ain't too bad. Terrence Ross definitely backs up DeMar Carroll. I could have picked a better small forward for the Raptors, but you know what? I wanted DeMar Carroll. I like DeMar Carroll. So we're going to start this up here in a second. Let's get this started. Woo.
What a view as we check out the scenic structures of downtown Dallas, Texas. We've got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the American Airlines Center. We're in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks. All live on 2K Sports.
You know,
so for the Mavericks, last game, a loss to the Lakers.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2K. It's 2K still.
Single point, just one more possession, or one less bad shot away from a different result. Those really sting.
And plagued by foul trouble throughout in that game. I think it just forced them into some rotations that they weren't comfortable with.
Yeah, and you know the frustrating part, guys, is that's something that can be avoided. You know, you can correct that, but you've got to move your feet and keep your hands to yourself. You've got to show some discipline.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor.
I had a schedule, so whenever I face my user teams, I have a way to.
Davis is out there with,
but you know what? I think I'll just do the home team. The home team wins.
And how about last year? Dirk Nowitzki jumping to 7th all-time in scoring. I mean, passing the great Moses Malone for that spot, and he surely will keep climbing this season. How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Awesome. It's a crazy game, man. It's a crazy game.
And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
I like this game. Lowry just turns the ball over too much.
Clark, you know, this is a guy that obviously has Hall of Fame written all over him.
No question about it. First ballot in my mind, and he's got a game that stands the test of time because it's not predicated.
Of course, we got DeMar DeRozan, amazing shooting guard.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Who knows? Maybe the Raptors will definitely.
Shots to go in for to start off this game. Lopez kicks to Carroll. Back to Lopez, and that's out of bounds. Toronto.
Wanted to get into Brook Lopez there.
And really no choice.
Oh, I know, man. I'm sorry, but it's a thing I do. I can't really just stop it, man. I'm sorry.
And early on, they looked great. They made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Wait, why is it a black
There's a good screen?
Let me restart it on here. Okay, so it is working. All right, that's good.
And Davis pulls it down.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
On the wing, DeRozan. Lopez a screen.
There we go. Kyle Lowry.
Assist from DeRozan.
Yeah, this game it gets really. Yeah, it's not as good. I like it because it was free.
They've had a cold start so far. Just one of 5.
I got to play it beforehand, and I really wanted it to begin with, because I like basketball.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge. Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, I thought somebody had 4 assists already. Even the point guard shouldn't have 4 assists.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest
I don't like
of the team.
Lowry as a point guard.
Whenever they need one.
Now here is Lowry, coming off a stellar performance against Milwaukee.
If I want to get rid of Lowry, I could probably trade him to, you know what, I might trade Lowry, get Russell Westbrook. That is a true possibility. I'd rather have Russell Westbrook, and then I could probably pick up Kevin Durant
And Dallas calls
with the other guy, DeMar Carroll. I'd rather have Kevin Durant than Carroll, but I can work with Carroll.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive.
And if I want to get Russell Westbrook, I want to get the other one. I want to get KD. Because those two work well together, even though they're not going to be on teams next year. I realize I'm talking about basketball to a guy who probably doesn't care.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim.
Bad.
That's fueling this run.
Now here's Barea.
Anything else you want to talk about, buddy?
Kevin, a remarkable night.
I'm just going to play the game.
The basketball as well. You did a great job racking up the assists.
Still got a few more games here.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
I play the first 3 quarters and then I simulate the last one.
Nowitzki a screen, and Matthews kicks to
because that's
Nowitzki.
when all the backups come out, because I basically have annihilated the team.
They got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just
That's an 8-1.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Anthony Davis, that was almost an air ball there. Come on, man.
Really some great drives to the basket here early on for these guys.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
And last year we saw Coach
Today's Sunday, so I'm going to be playing Hardline.
Former Coach of the Year award winner, has had so much success here in Dallas. One of many coaches to play for the 80s Celtics.
Here is Matthews. 14 points from him the last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Julia, good.
Where's Dirk?
Here is Lowry.
Oh, there's Dirk.
They lead by 14.
I wonder if Dirk's going to leave in the NBA game.
Shoots a fader again, Toronto.
Oh, man, off to a terrific start. Yet to miss with 6 made buckets.
Boy, giving him a huge lift offensively. He's poised for a big game here. Boy, that's a really nice feed.
I feel bad. That dude left.
Stopping for Toronto, they won that game against Milwaukee.
And offensively, everything they did seemed to just come together beautifully. They threw a lot of things at the wall, and most of it stuck.
Yeah, it did stick.
Brooke Lopez at least has a pretty good free throw rating. At least he works on his free throws.
That certainly wasn't the case that day.
Now here's Barea. Nowitzki a screen. Over in the corner, Matthews. They set the screen. The kick out to Anderson. Drills it from outside. Anderson's got his first 3 points of the game.
All right, Kyle Lowry. You got to prove your worth on this team.
The drive by Lowry. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
That's his 4th straight make right out the chute. He's setting a pretty high standard for himself here.
I have 421 followers now.
And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of milestones. First, he signs the big contract extension for 4 years. Then he earns his first ever All-Star selection. Unfortunately, didn't finish as strong with the postseason, but a terrific year.
And the Mavericks call time here. And on the topic of Lowry, he became only the third Toronto Raptor ever, Clark, to be voted into the All-Star game.
Yeah, you know, Bosch and Vinsanity, the other two. Lowry also participated in the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge. Man, he's been outstanding as a point guard.
And a tenacious leader for the Raptors.
Yeah.
And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Pachulia. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And it's Williams in for J.J. Barea. Felton dishes to Williams. And there's the feed to Powell. No good on the triple.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Brooke Lopez. Glad I added him to the team.
Rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
A chance now to go to Dorisburg, who had a chance to talk with Rick Carlisle.
He said that one player he's really wary of is Anthony Davis, adding he can impact the game in so many ways. Defense, shot blocking, rebounding, and scoring. He's still adding muscle, and we've got to capitalize on that strength advantage at both ends. Kevin, that's the MO for any young player. We'll see how he stands up to it.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Powell, following the basket by Brooke Lopez.
That's
Just
really
by the
rude.
shoot.
He left.
Felton
Nothing.
goes in and not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Carroll kicks to Lopez. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's
And
good.
one.
He'll go to the line. Some changes for Toronto. Powell, he's checked in for DeRozan. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. Now here's Williams. His last outing, he had 18 points. To the middle. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Over to the left wing. Lopez a screen. Off the screen. Powell. That's good. Powell's got his first bucket in this one.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. Mavericks ball. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. Fourth, Anthony Davis.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
And so here is Dallas. Williams passes to Teletovic. He dishes it to Anderson. Feeds to Teletovic. No one near Felton as he lets it go. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
That is a very low percentage shot, Kevin, but it's the result they were looking for at the end of the day.
Joseph dishes to Carroll. Here's Lopez. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Teletovic misses. Raptors leading by 22. Dallas might always be considered a football town, but they take their basketball seriously here, too. Huge attendance numbers. A long string of games for consecutive sellouts for the Mavs, not only last season, but for many years gone by.
And how about being third in the league in average attendance? And by percentages, they were first as they oversold the capacity of their stadium on average.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Biombo is checked in for Lopez. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for Damari Carroll. Biombo with the block. Ahead, here's Davis. Finished off the break.
Anthony Davis with 14 points.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot. You know, for the Mavs fans filling up the building, they had good reason to. I mean, really strong 27-14 record for the Mavericks at home last season.
56 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Powell. Again, Toronto.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
They get it back. Ross kicks to Davis. Goes back up. Buries the jump shot. Davis has got 16.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
And it's been a long time since the Mavs have had a losing record here at home. Their strength in Dallas is part of why they've been a contender for the better part of the last 2 decades.
Ross, that's good.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And it's a nice lead as well. I mean, it's no mystery how they've done it. They're attacking the basket.
Powell, the pass to Anderson. And the wing jumper offline. And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. It's the Raptors just dominating this one. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And a chance to hear from DeMar DeRozan talking about his team's impressive play of late. And DeMar is definitely a guy, Greg, that knows how to infuse that chemistry and teamwork on the floor. It looks like he's a big reason why they're clicking.
Kevin, no doubt. And attitude, such a huge factor in being successful as an individual, but really also as a team. I think we've seen him really embrace that attitude as he's matured as a player.
Well, not exactly
Alley-oop to Bismack Biyombo.
The second quarter starts here. Plenty of time for a comeback. And for the Raptors, this has been the game they wanted to have.
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter, the star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Scola out there with Terrence Ross, and it's Biyombo at the center. Felton dishes to Nowitzki. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Dirk Nowitzki, what can you say? Future Hall of Famer, too many accolades to list, but most important, NBA champion and Greg Finals MVP in 2011.
Yeah, and Kevin, history has proven time and time again, you really need a future Hall of Famer on your team to win a championship. Just look at all the teams that have won the title through the years.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Barea. Excellent D there for Scola.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Knocked away and stolen by Kyle Lowry. Here's Ross. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
Matthews fires from deep. Dallas, no good that time either.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight. And they seem to have gotten something out of almost every possession. Their defense has been just as good, just a tremendous performance all the way around.
Yeah, and they're doing it in hostile territory, too. I mean, don't forget about that part of it, which makes it even more impressive.
The drive by Nowitzki. High shot from 10 feet out. Nowitzki's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Raptors have gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. Out to DeRozan. Lets it go from 14. Again, Toronto.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
Finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now. Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive attack.
Oh! A self-oop.
What an incredible run they're on right now. Offense as well as I've ever seen it played.
Every single guy on their team with the absolute Midas magic touch, shooting the lights out here.
Over to the wing. Here's Nowitzki. Dallas, no good that time either.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Nowitzki can't get that one to fall. Ross kicks to Scola.
And for Louis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. I mean, he was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Lopez comes in for Biondo, and Damari Carroll subbed in for Ross. Felton kicks to Nowitzki. Shot clock at 5. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Like you were talking about Scola, he has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat.
DeMar DeRozan,
You know, he
after a
missed the
cold
two games
first
altogether
quarter,
with the
he's
foot
coming
injury,
back.
and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket.
On the wing, DeRozan. Lopez passes to DeRozan. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. DeRozan's got 14 points.
And for Lopez, last year was the first time since he was a rookie that he didn't start every game. I mean, that is a huge shot to your confidence. I don't care who you are or what your circumstances. But you know what? At the end, he rose above it.
Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Dallas. Nowitzki a screen. Felton dishes to Barea. The 19-foot shot, and Felton with the basket on the assist by Barea. Barea's got 4 assists now tonight.
You know, on the topic of Lopez last season, ugly beginning, but things got beautiful over the last 2 months. 55% shooting, nearly 20 and 10 a game, some of the best numbers of his career.
Now here's Barea, out recovering. Matthews against Carroll. 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Carroll. And here we go. And the dunk by Scola.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And it's sent back by Lopez. And the shot is good from Nowitzki. It's been all Raptors. On the wing, DeRozan. He's covered by Felton. Here's Scola, and he converts the layup. Scola's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
DeRozan's shot is good. DeRozan's got 19 points.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Got a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. Second, the Mavericks.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Anderson, he's checked in for Dallas. Williams comes in for Raymond Felton. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Toronto. Powell, he's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. Then for the Raptors, Powell, he's checked in for DeRozan. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even
shit.
have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Williams kicks to Teletovic.
To be honest, he probably said that and then he left.
Teletovic just got his first 2 points of the night.
I'm going.
Joseph, the
Too
pass
busy
to
playing
Pop.
the game.
From about 16, and another basket for Toronto. Well, the Raptors show they can be a force in offense once again. That was very clearly a strength of the team last year, Greg.
Yeah, and Toronto has a lot of guys that can hurt you in a variety of ways. They can score in the half court, but are really explosive enough to get out and run if teams want to push the tempo.
It's stolen by Barea. There's a good screen, and that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
Brook Lopez with the block.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Well, Kevin, a look here at last year in the NBA where the Raptors ranked. Second in free throw percentage. Third in fewest turnovers per game. And they also showed up in the top 5 in overall offense. This team has no trouble scoring the basketball. That's the least of their concerns. They love to get it up and down and put it in the hole.
And looking back at their superb free throw percentage, it speaks volumes about their skill level and mental focus. They had very few letdowns in concentration.
And Carroll gets it to go.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really
Next,
good ball movement out there.
after this game, I'm switching it out.
10 of their last 12 points.
I'm getting Kevin Durant on this team.
Barea kicks to Williams.
And I'm getting Russell
Anderson
Westbrook.
outside. Shot clock at 6. The dish now to Williams. Again, Williams missing.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
And that one's good by Davis.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Barea kicks to Anderson.
On to the next game. Box score: Anthony Davis, Brook Lopez, DeMar DeRozan, Terrence Ross, Lowry. Anthony Davis had a double-double. Lowry had a double-double. Lowry had a good game. Powell was 2 for 3. Biombo. Free throws. As long as you make only a good amount of your free throws, I don't care. Who's the player of the game? I think it was Anthony Davis. Yep. And I think we're done.